All right, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I'm back at y'all again. Now I'm coming to talk about a host of things that I'm gonna try to touch on and tie it in together before the end of the video. Now, a lot of people asking me, is there life on Mars? Of course, but the life that's on Mars is a civilization that is not in the jurisdiction of our matter. The consciousness of the civilization is not in the jurisdiction of our matter. What I mean by that is those people that exist on Mars are not able to be seen by the senses that is here on this earth. But there are civilizations still going on that if you go there using these senses, it's invisible. Even though they're shutting down and they still coming to the earth, because Mars was a higher civilization at one time. Until those, what we call fallen angels, fell to the earth, which is what we call hell. They fell into bodies. These were gods that fell into bodies with the consciousness of the third dimension frequency. And so therefore they lost sense of color, sense of smell, sense of taste in this highest form. Now, what's inside of your body is what we call a soul, is a seed, is a part of 7 layers, right? Of which the last layer is this flesh. This flesh is a lower form of spiritual matter. Matter is spiritual, is spirit. Now, the seed or this soul came from Mars, landed here into a physical body of the male. And I've spoke about this before, but I'm going to give it to those who's now new to my videos. Now, the man or the male is a negative energy. The female is positive energy. This is what brings us balance. This is why we're able to reproduce. It's called power. It's like when you put a battery inside of an object, one has to be negative, one has to be positive in order for power to distribute from that object onto what is reflected. Now, the man and woman reflect each other. We have power and we are balanced within each other, right? Now, by the man being the negative charge, those seeds that we call souls that is dropping from Mars is magnetically attracted to the geomagnetic force field of the negative charge of the man. So we breathe it in. It goes into our major organs and finally hits into our testicles. It sits there until we put it into an egg. So this is why I tell you that the physical aspect of a baby is new, but what is inside of that baby is not new. It appears to be new, right? And less conscious because now it is connected to a machine that we call a brain. And because it is attached to another machine called a brain, itself is being tricked by that brain to think that it is new. It's thinking it is a I, it is a we, it is a us. These languages is what oppresses us from being able to see our true self, because there is no I or us or we. That's why I always say we're bigger than that. There is no number that can identify us. The age is only for this body right here, which is not you. So when most people ask me my age, right, I tell them I don't have an age, not me. Right? The thing that I call me, that doesn't have an age. It's not tall nor short. Do you get what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying to you is that we have circulating in the ethers, right? Seeds, or what we call souls, or what the Theosophical studies call the egos. And once they are ripe, they drop down into those bodies as negative, which is the male. We breathe it in, we put it into our counterpart. They bring it forth. Now, the genetics and DNA holds the memory, right? And the powers and the karma from his past life. It brings it with it to this earth. But 95% of it is locked down. This is what they call junk DNA. It's not junk. This is psychic DNA that can be unlocked, right? By way of certain colors that you can conjure up in your imagination. Your imagination, the things that you imagine is real. If you imagine that you are in the woods or in the forest and you see people in this forest in your imagination, you could be in somebody else's dream and they'll see you and they'll wake up and say, I had a dream of somebody in the forest. But it was you traveling or astral traveling through your imagination into the matter that's not a part of this matter, which I mean the ether, the ethereal light. The dream world is within the realm of the ethereal light that we breathe in. And once our subconscious get to a certain frequency, we can shut down and go into this ethereal light, which we call dreams. This is what happens at night. The subconscious goes down to a certain frequency. So the body can start cleansing, right? The melanin starts to bathe, or this carbon starts to bathe certain things in us that shouldn't be there. Because you have to remember that food is spiritual too. And there are ingredients in your food that act as the soul. And so if the soul of this food is negative, that's negative karma. So if you keep eating negative karma or ingredients in your food, then sooner or later you'll have diabetes, high blood pressure. Do you get what I'm saying? Same thing with people. People are karma. The more you place yourself around people, right, you digest their ingredients, which is their aura. And if their ingredients is negative, you will take on their negative karma. This is why it's not good to feel obligated. This is what religion has done. It teaches us to become a part or to contract spiritually with other people's karma. And then we wonder why things happen to us that we don't deserve. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain things that we bring from our life that we've done wrong in another lifetime too. We just can't remember it. It's in that junk DNA. That if we conquer the imagination, we can go in there and we can alter that. And you can alter it on the lower realm too, which is here, by what you do to other people, how you love yourself, how you give back. Everything you do is being recorded in the ethers. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, another thing too as well. The government of America do not tell you when the real eclipse come. I'm going to say that again. The government of America do not tell you when the real eclipse come. Why is that so? Because the real eclipse is that body of energy that drops off certain souls into our realm that we can use to our advantage, to take away certain things and to replace certain things, right? That can stagnate the energy of these vampires that control our government. And so there are people on this earth, right, that can tap into these energies. But those same people don't have a navigation to tell when they are coming. So they have their weaknesses as well. But if these people knew, right, a power to see these eclipses coming on days that they don't broadcast it. See, the days that they broadcast the eclipse to us is days when the eclipse is at its lowest frequency. We cannot utilize that energy in our favor. Do you get what I'm saying? So, we have the ability to see and feel into other worlds using our imagination. You are at war with your brain. We are out of our minds when we can't step outside of that brain and say that this is not me. A lot of people have been conditioned that if they heard somebody say that this is not me, that they're crazy. But it's been flopped around. You the crazy one. Because the reason why you think that this is you is because it was painted by somebody else's perception of reality. And now you are taking that on. Now you have become a spiritual prostitute to somebody else's reality. You have become a spiritual prostitute to somebody else's reality. Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm out. Peace.